Hello, welcome back to my channel. As you saw, we are having a birthday party here tomorrow and it's late at night. We just got back from a Christmas event and I left the house a mess. Everything's been crazy. Anybody else always find half-eaten apples around their house all the time? I still need to bake a cake for my son's birthday party tomorrow, but first thing, I have to get this kitchen clean because I cannot bake in a messy kitchen. I had been sick the last few days, so I was glad I was feeling better, but I definitely let the house go. There's nothing like waiting last minute though. I always do my best work when I'm under pressure. Well, maybe not my best work, but I definitely do my fastest work. Here after a bit, I'm going to share a little bit about mom guilt and just some stuff that I was feeling. I know I'm not the only one that deals with mom guilt sometimes. We are all way too hard on ourselves. I was really not in the mood to clean the house this night when we got back, but I absolutely had to. I had no choice since we had people coming the next day. I just found this cleaner the other day and it smells so good. Typically, I just use some good old soap and water for cleaning, but since people were coming over, I like to use something that smells extra good just to make sure my house is smelling fresh. When I clean in my kitchen, I always go in one big circle to get started. Sometimes it's overwhelming because there's so much to do, but I always start at my kitchen table and work my way around, skipping over the dishes because I wait to do them last, because if not, I will find dishes after I'm already done doing the dishes, which is so annoying. That's just what works best for me though. I know some people like to stick to one thing at a time, like they'll pick up all their trash at once, then gather all their dishes, then put stuff away in their cabinets. What do you guys do? If you have tips on how to get this oven really clean, like around the burners where stuff has been burnt on, please let me know. I would love to try some stuff out to get it cleaner. On this night, I was just happy to get it scrubbed down a little bit. I didn't care about it being perfect. But let me know the best way you have found to clean these. One thing I'll never get again probably is white cabinets. I will never pick to have white because it just gets messy so fast. I'm always having to wipe them down. We have stuff in between our oven door. It's not on the outside or on the inside. It's like in the middle. So I just always hide that with a cloth. I know that you can take your oven door apart, but it just makes me so nervous to do that. I've seen where people have done stuff like that and you don't get it put in properly and your oven door can actually explode if you're not careful and break, and that just scares me. Have any of you guys ever taken your oven door apart? How did it go? I think it's just intimidating, so I don't know if I'll ever try it. I forgot I picked my husband's sunglasses up off of the table and I was wearing them on my head this entire time and I didn't realize it till later, and then I was like, I probably look like such a dweeb. Now that the kitchen's clean, we're gonna make the best cake ever. This is a cinnamon roll cake and it is so good. I will share the recipe down below for you guys. I always get asked for this recipe when I make it. The secret ingredient is actually sour cream, which I know is weird, but it is so good and a soft cake. Which I was out of sour cream and I had to mix half heavy whipping cream with it, but it worked out great. This makes a really thick cake batter. So if you make it, I just wanted you to know that that is normal. I sprayed down my baking dish and then added half the cake and then filled that with the cinnamon sugar mixture and then topped it with the rest of the cake. While that cake bakes, I'm going to finish cleaning the rest of the house, and you will see that I kept the cake really simple with the decorations, which that's one of the things where the mom guilt comes into play, so we will just get right into that now. My son's birthday being so close to Christmas, it is always so hard to plan a party. Between family events that we have to go to and then everybody else being busy, it's hard to find a date to do it. Last year I felt good about it because I planned a big party, which was stressful. But we had a building that we rented and we put a bounce house in it and had a bunch of people, just pretty much invited anybody that could come. I think we invited like 50 people, which really is overboard. Fast forward to this year, I never got around to booking anywhere, and we had to plan a really small party because we can't have very many people in our house because it is pretty tiny. In the summertime, it's easier because we can have the parties outside and it's no big deal. So I was feeling bad about not having very many people there. He also had requested a tractor cake. Specifically, he wanted a hauler trailer that had a tractor on it with farm animals. And I could not find the specific toy that he wanted on top of it anywhere. So I had to change it the day before, and I turned it into the construction cake, which he was very excited about. So that made me feel good because when he saw the toys, that's all he thought was like, I can't wait to get those trucks. And he never said anything about the tractor. But of course, I felt terrible that I procrastinated and just didn't find him what he had asked for. So there I am, worried about the fact that we can't invite very many people, and I was afraid that he was going to notice and maybe be upset. And of course, he was not. He even said this is the best party ever. He said that multiple times, which made me feel so good. I was happy that he was having such a good time, and I just realized like how much I was overthinking it, and the guilt that I felt was just ridiculous. He's only turning 4, so maybe that would be a bigger deal for older kids to not have very many people there, but he did not care at all, and he was having fun with his cousins. But there's so many things that us as moms feel guilty about on the day-to-day. Maybe it's that we didn't play with our kids enough or give them enough attention, that we aren't feeding them good enough meals, maybe that we're not teaching them enough. The list goes on. And if you guys are anything like me, all these thoughts come into your head when you're laying in bed at night and the kids are asleep and you just feel like you could cry. I wanted to share this little piece of a devotional I read the other day, and I just really liked it. It's a good reminder to not compare yourself to everybody else, and especially what you see on social media daily. The odds are, if you're like me, you sometimes look around and you see everyone else managing things and you wonder how in the world they are doing it. Why don't I measure up? But while you are looking in awe at someone else and how they keep it together, there are people marveling at how well you are keeping it together, spinning all your plates. We each think the other one has it all figured out because we don't know all the details. But the truth is, no one can do it all. Not one single mom on this planet can take on everything with grace and do it all with poise. And that's okay. If you struggle with mom guilt from time to time, I want you to know that you are not alone, and that sometimes you just need to take a step back and take a breath. You are way harder on yourself than you need to be. Your kids and family are happier than you think. Take the time to love on your kids because that's all they really care about. And when that mom guilt hits you, I want you to think of 3 positive things that you have recently done. And then make a plan for the next day to do something special for someone in your life, whether that's baking with your kids, turning on some music, for a little dance party. Just make some memories and have some fun. Another thing is, when it's tough for me, I like to pray for peace in my heart and in my mind, and for God to be with me through it every step of the day. Moms, you are doing a better job than you think. Let's be proud of all the many things that we manage to tackle every day because we really are amazing. So that was some things I just wanted to share with you guys. Don't forget, never compare yourself to what you see on social media or what you think others are doing around you. Nobody has it all together, even if we look like we do. That's one reason I have this YouTube channel, is just to show how messy my house gets all the time, and that if your house gets like that, you're not alone. I always want to be transparent with you guys. I'm definitely not a perfect mom. I'm definitely not a perfect homemaker. I mess up daily. I don't play with my kids enough sometimes, and I struggle with the mom guilt too. But we are not perfect, and that's okay. But that was my TED Talk, and now I am just going to finish cleaning this house. At this point, I had like 10 minutes before people were going to show up, so I really just needed to go and get dressed and put a bra on because I had not yet, and that was, kind of necessary before people showed up. That morning, I was seriously running around like a chicken with its head cut off. It was crazy. I was burning up at this point. Also, you'll see my bedroom was a disaster, and I honestly cleaned this in about 3 minutes by shoving everything in those 2 laundry baskets that you see, which I need to clean out now. I'm happy to say my son had a great birthday party, and he absolutely loved it. He's the sweetest boy I've ever met, and I am so thankful to be his mother. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.